Last week we learned about Collage Center, and I want to show you a special tool that will help you cutting out certain designs. This tool is back here in the storage room. You're going to go to this cupboard and look at this middle shelf right here. You see the words mats and cutting tools. Let's take a look at what's inside. So inside here, just like the name says, you have some cutting mats down here, and you have box knives and Exacto knives. We're going to take one of each, and I'm going to show you the application of these tools. First, I'm going to demonstrate the box cutter. A couple things about this. You see there's the blade inside here. This black part pushes it up and the blade comes out. This bottom black thing, once you push your blade up, that needs to slide all the way down, and then you see it locks the blade in place so it's not going to slide on you as you work it. This is used for cutting thick cardboard like this. Let's say I want to cut out a square or a rectangle. You would not use these scissors. They don't work. You're going to break the scissors. So better to use this. A couple of rules about this. You should always cut straight, but you should never cut towards yourself. Always try to cut to the right if you're right-handed, or to the left if you are left-handed. So in order to do this, that means you need to turn your paper as you go, or your cardboard, whatever you're working on. All right. Sometimes it doesn't cut all the way through. We'll just go over it a couple times. Okay. And there you have a nice clean cut of cardboard. One thing I forgot to point out, if you are using this tool or this tool, you must use a cutting mat. If you cut the table, you can see I've already had to tape a few spots that got cut by other classes who were not responsible. If we see you working and you do not have a cutting mat, you automatically go down 2 grades for the day. We have to protect our tables. When you're finished using this, unlock it, slide it all the way down, and then lock it back in place down here. How to use the Exacto knife. These are very sharp, as I'm sure you could imagine, but they're very good tools if you want to cut something more precisely. For example, especially if you want to cut something out of the middle, like I want to cut away this triangle right here, and I want this to go away and this to go away, but I want all of this left intact. Instead of trying to go at it with a scissor, it is much easier to go use an Exacto knife. Same thing, you want it to cut to the right if you're right-handed, to the left if you're left-handed. One thing I need to point out here, do you see how you have a beveled edge right here? That's the sharp cutting edge. I've seen a lot of kids try to cut with this edge, and that's the top of the razor. It's not going to actually do anything. And when you cut, you should hold it sort of like a pencil at this angle. You can see I'm holding it like this, cutting straight down, turning my paper, and then now I have that piece cut out. Sometimes some parts will stick. You just have to carefully go back over. And also, sometimes when I'm cutting, if I've already cut stuff away, the material tends to get a little weaker. So I use my other hand to sort of counteract the pull of the knife. Just keeps everything more stable from ripping. All right, and I want to cut. Notice though, when I'm cutting, I try to keep this other hand behind my razor. If I put it in front of the razor, it's going to get cut, and that is not going to be very fun. So, again, when you're finished with that, put the lid back on. Oops, and there you have the Exacto knife.